Hello everyone. Omar from the third rail. Thank God I'm back. I've been sick for a while. I've been having problems, health issues, man. Woo! Been sick for 5 weeks. Respiratory stuff, man. Thank God I'm all right. I don't know if I'm gonna be all right. I'm on a lot of medication, trying to get back and be normal. See, you still hear the wheezing and all that stuff. I don't know what happened. Just thank God we're here. Well, today we're here to discuss an important issue. 3 days ago, Ilhan Omar was removed from the Foreign Policy Committee under the goose of anti-Semitism. That the Republicans really do care. The party of the Jewish lasers, space lasers. It's about the Benjamin, the George Soros, the everything. They are the most racist, anti-Semitic party that we have. The Republican majority is full of QAnons, and like I said, and Jewish laser conspiracies, and some believe that 9/11 was an inside job. 147 members of the Republican Party voted against to certify the election of 2020, and they actually voted against it after all that violence that happened and that took place. They still voted against that and violence. And you know what? Most of those people are sitting now on all these important committees, such as Homeland Security, the intelligence committee. These people who voted against democracy, who wanted to overthrow the government of the United States, are now in charge of protecting the United States. They claim that Mrs. Omar is an anti-Semite because she said it's all about the Benjamin, whatever. First, let's hear the speech by Ilhan Omar. Then we could have an idea. This is the speech she gave before they voted against her. It was a shameful act of Islamophobic behavior. They are scared people who are Muslims or who wear the hijab. Now, you can say whatever you want about Ilhan Omar. Ilhan Omar is a very intellectual individual. She's very smart, very well spoken, well grounded, and she makes sense, especially when she's on the committee. She talks a lot of sense. She asks the right questions. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of Americans like us are idiots when it comes to foreign policy. We're the dumbest people. All we know is about the taxes in the United States, about the prices of the lettuce and tomatoes, but we don't know what happens outside our borders. We don't know what's going on. All the billions and $100 billion that we spend every year, we don't know anything about that. It's true. Let's first, I'm gonna try, give me an opportunity here to try to fix things up because it's a bit confusion here. Okay, because I don't have no help, and I was sick. So, all right, let's go to Twitter, right? That's what we're gonna find, huh? All right, share. Is that it? Forget about this idiot here. I call her the guzzler. All right, let's first see Ilhan Omar's speech on the floor. She's a very well spoken, very articulate person, and I'm gonna show you some racism by. I'm gonna show you some stuff. This is Ilhan Omar on the floor before they voted. Let's listen what she had to say.
American. What opinions do we get to have? Do we have to be counted as Americans? This is what this debate is about, Madam Speaker. There is this idea that you are a suspect if you are an immigrant, or if you are from certain parts of the world, or a certain skin tone, or a Muslim. It is no accident that members of the Republican Party accused the first Black president, Barack Obama, of being a secret Muslim. It is no accident that former President Donald Trump led a birther movement that falsely claimed he was born in Kenya. Because to them, falsely labeling the first and only president of the United States of America a Muslim and African immigrant somehow made him less American. Well, I am Muslim. I am an immigrant, and interestingly, from Africa. Is anyone surprised that I am being targeted?
No.
Is anyone surprised that I am somehow deemed unworthy to speak about American foreign policy,
Nope.
or that they see me as a powerful voice that needs to be silenced.
Yes.
Frankly, it is expected,
Nope.
because when you push power, power pushes back.
That's true.
Representation matters.
Nope.
Continuing to expand our ideas of who is American and who can partake in the American experiment is a good thing. I am an American.
That's right.
An American who was sent here.
That's right. That's right. You are an American. Whether they like it or not, I'm an American
who was
too.
sent here by her constituents to represent them in Congress. A refugee who survived the horrors of a civil war.
Yep.
Someone who spent her childhood in a refugee camp.
Right.
Someone who knows what it means to have a.
Okay. You heard that, right? Let me go back on screen. Okay. Oh gosh, this is me, this is me being sloppy here. Excuse me. As you can see, that was the speech she gave on the floor of the United States Congressional Congress. The whole issue has nothing to do with no anti-Semitism, because this is why they're scared of this. Listen how she asked the question.
You think
wait, hold
that
on.
Massacre
Wait.
was a fabulous achievement that happened under our watch?
Watch.
That is a ridiculous question, and I
Yes.
Now, this evil piece of shit, he was the guy who used to overthrow governments in South America. He was the head on. He created a lot of problem massacres. He put on a lot of puppet governments during the 80s and 90s. He was the go-to guy. I think his last name is Abrams or whatever. So when he came in front of the foreign committee, he wasn't expecting to be asked real questions, because a lot of people don't know what's going on. She knows. Believe it or not, when you go outside when I travel outside the United States, foreigners know more about our policies than we do in America. So let's see what she has to say.
You think that massacre was a fabulous achievement that happened under our watch?
that is a ridiculous question, and I
Yes or no?
No.
I will.
Sorry, Mr.
I will
Chairman,
take
but
that as a yes.
I am not going to respond to that kind of personal attack, which is not a question.
It's not a personal attack. You're an evil piece of shit. Look at his fucking eyes, man. He looks like the devil. This man is responsible for thousands and thousands of deaths in South America. That's what he does. That was his specialty in South America, was to destabilize any government they deem that is not friendly to the United States. And they don't care what happens, how many people die, how much violence is created, how much havoc, how much all this problem we're having right now in South America, with all these immigrants coming and trying to leave their country with gangs and poverty. This guy is part of it. These are the guys. These are the economic terrorists, they call them. He's one of the guys who tried to destabilize Venezuela and still did it because of their oil.
Yes or no? Would you support an armed faction within Venezuela that engages in war crimes,
See?
crimes against humanity, or genocide,
Yep.
if you believe they were serving U.S. interests, as you did in Guatemala, El Salvador, and Nicaragua?
I am not going to respond to that question.
Yeah,
Sorry.
you're
I
filthy.
don't think this entire line of questioning is meant to be real questions, and so
There are real questions. Answer the question, Mr. Abrams. You came there, you wasn't expecting to be asked real questions. You got offended because he's exposing you for your behavior in South America. She just mentioned 4 countries that he's responsible for all the crimes and destabilization and violence that's going on in those countries because of people like him who are, their specialty is to go to third world countries and destabilize them if they don't see them fit into the mold that we want them as United States citizens.
I will not reply.
Whether you, under your watch, a genocide will take place and you will look the other way because American interests were being upheld is a fair question, because the American people want to know that any.
Nobody asks these questions in Congress. They don't ask these questions, these idiots. You think Matt Gaetz know what the hell she's talking about? Margie Taylor Moore, Green, whatever her name is, or that idiot, what's her name, Bobert, whatever her name is. This is the people.
This
Hold on, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Okay. Let me just show you this. This one here, she's on the Homeland Security Committee. Homeland. I pressed the wrong button. I hope the audio is good because I haven't did this in 5 weeks. I've been sick. Forgive me. Look at this. Let me look at
members.
this.
Q is a patriot.
All right. All right. What I'm about to show you, this is the cream of the crop of the United
The
States.
media has defamed me. They have completely smeared my character, called me names and labeled me horrible things, none of
She has bad memory.
which I am.
Seth Rich. Seth Rich was murdered by 2 MS-13 gang members. Q is a patriot. We know that for sure. We had witnessed 9/11, right? We had witnessed 9/11, the terrorist attack in New York, and the plane that crashed in Pennsylvania, and the so-called plane that crashed into the Pentagon.
The so-called plane that crashed. She's denying the terrorist attack on the United States in September 11 of 2001. And today she sits on the committees that is supposed to protect the United States of America. We are dealing with a political party that is based on racism, nationalism, and is based on hatredism. They have no values. They don't have no real thing. Let's finish this and we're going to go to...
It's odd. There's never any evidence shown for a plane in the Pentagon. I've got a question for you.
I got a question for you.
Avid
I got a question for you. Why she talk like I got a question for you.
gun owners and people that support the Second Amendment to give up their guns and go along with anti-gun legislation. Maybe you accomplish that by performing a mass shooting into a crowd. Is that what
She's saying that people are purposely going killing people by the tens of hundreds of people just to make gun control. This is what we're dealing with. She's sitting on the committees of Homeland Security. She's sitting on many committees in Congress. This is what we're dealing with, ladies and gentlemen. These are bad for the brand. Their brand, I'm sorry, the white brand. These are bad for you guys, man. Is this what's representing you? Is this our last resort?
what happened in Las Vegas? Is that why the country music festival was targeted? During Barack Obama's presidency. Yes, I do believe he is a Muslim. There's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to take this global cable of Satan worshiping pedophiles out.
You see what we're dealing with? And the Republican Party has the fucking balls to tell us that Ilhan Omar is all about. Let's see other stuff here. I don't want to mess this up. Okay. Hold on. Okay. All right. Ilhan Omar is accused of saying, remember that comment she made? Let me get rid of this evil piece of shit. Oof. Oh, she's ugly, man. I don't know what he's saying. I don't know why she talks like that. Her face is bigger than her body, man. See, man, I still got that. Okay, let me share the screen. Ilhan Omar. There. She was talking about something. That is right. It's true. She was talking about the. Let me stay far so you can see. She was talking about the Israeli lobbyist group in Washington. It's all about the Benjamins. Let me get rid of this. Pro-Israel lobby group, AIPAC, secretly poured millions and millions into defeating progressive Democrats. These AIPAC, the Israeli lobby, spends hundreds of millions of dollars a year to unseat people that they see that are unfriendly to Israel. Now, imagine if the Palestinians had the same money and try to unseat districts in Ohio and Iowa, people that this lobby group should not be doing. If you're a lobby group, you're supposed to lobby people in Washington, not go to other states and pour money to other people's elections to defeat people that you don't see are good for your brand or good, or to continue to support the apartheid state of Israel, the Israeli criminal entity that has been killing innocent people day and night. So where we at? See, sometimes when I organize my my thing here, I don't do right. All right. So let me break loose from here. Let me go so we can have a conversation. Forgive me, I'm not organized, guys. Hey, listen, man, I'm trying to do my best here. I'm not the smartest guy here, I'm not the smartest guy. So by denying Ilhan Omar, it's about Islamophobia, racism. There's no doubt about it. In my mind, there's no doubt about it. Excuse me. Don't go away. I have to talk about Dave Rubin. I'm going to go thuggish on his ass. We all heard this. So Islamophobia refers to a fear, prejudice, discrimination against Islam or Muslims. It can take many forms, including verbal or physical attacks, hate speech, discriminatory laws, and policies. Like in New York, for 10 years, they had something called the Demographic Unit that spied on Muslims in the tri-state area. For 12 straight years, they invaded the mosque, restaurants. If you change your name, if you became a Muslim and you change your name to Abdul, you got investigated. This is the whole problem that happened. So, or negative stereotypes in the media. The root causes of Islamophobia are complex, and can vary, but it often stems from ignorance and arrogance, misinformation, and fear of the unknown. It can also be driven by political and social factors, such as the events of 9/11 and the ongoing war on terrorism, which, actually, the war on terrorism, the terrorists are killing more Muslims than are killing Westerners. Islamophobia can have serious consequences for both individuals and society as a whole. Muslims who experience Islamophobia may feel marginalized and excluded, like what happened to Ilhan Omar. This is exactly what it means. From society, leading to a sense of isolation and decreased quality of life. At the societal level, Islamophobia can lead to the marginalization of entire communities and the rise of extremism and ideology. For example, my community, the Muslim community, is very conservative. I think they are easy picking. If the Republican Party was willing just to try a little bit hard, they would pick all that stuff and bring them into the fold. But when you demonize this group and this for the long time, and you keep on demonizing them, of course you're gonna isolate them. Of course they're gonna run to the left of the Democratic Party. Now I'm liberal by nature. I believe in the idea of live and let everyone do their things, whatever it is. But as a Muslim, an American Muslim, it's important for me to challenge and combat Islamophobia by promoting understanding and respect for different cultures and religion. This kind of involves educating oneself about Islam and its teaching, actively seeking out accurate information and speaking out against hate speech and discrimination. Additionally, it is important to work towards creating more inclusive and welcoming communities where everyone is valued and respected regardless of their religious background. That's the only way. That's what America is all about. America has always been about that. Multiculturalism. Yes, every immigrant wave has faced a lot of discrimination. For example, the Anglo-Saxon saw the Germans as an invasion of their culture and their language. Once the German wore the white jacket and made a lease with the deed to America, they discriminated against the Italians and the Irish. Today's races, America's first, are all Italians and mostly, I'm sorry to say that, mostly are Italians and Irish. Most of them. And these are the people that were called donkeys about 100 years ago, 80 years ago. They couldn't even get a job. These are the Irish. And the wops, without paper. The Italians used to pick cottons in New Orleans. They used to hang them and lynch them all over the place. What we do is Every time a new generation of immigrants become entrenched in American society, they discriminate against the new wave of immigrants to this country. In conclusion, Islamophobia is real and harmful problem that affects people of the Islamic faith and society as a whole. It is important to actively work towards promoting understanding, respect, and inclusion, and against prejudice and racism in our society. We could do that as Americans, but we cannot do that if the Republican Party is the Republican Party is no longer a parliamentary party. People got to understand that. You have to put that in your head. Noam Chomsky, I think his name is, in 2010 said that. He said the most dangerous thing to America is not the Russians or the Chinese, it's the Republican Party, because it is no longer a political party. The Republican Party has become nothing but the political arm of grievances, white nationalism, hatred, and racism, and gun-ho crazy piece of shit. They have no ideas. They have no agenda. They have no platform. All they do is they fight culture wars, stoves, books, ideas, attack the LGBTQ community, attack people who are Muslims, Arabs, whatever you want to call it, so they can feed the base every time. You understand what's going on over here? So let me show you some racism by some of these people, members of Congress. I'm going to go back. Hold on. Stay with me, man. Where are you going to go, man? I haven't did this in 5 weeks. I'm not experienced in doing this, but I'm going to try my hardest because I want to. This was very important to me, honestly. Okay, share the screen. Let me share the screen. Forgive me if you can't. I like when I do that, huh? All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now we're here. I can't see, man. I cannot see at all, believe it or not. These are prescription glasses, by the way. Oh, let's go back to ugly over here.
The media has
Shut up. Get out of here. Get out of the way. Evil. Ah! I call her the guzzler. Before she got elected to Congress, she was probably guzzling every night. She hangs out to the last call. All right. This is another idiot.
Night on the House floor was not the.
Shut up. This is another idiot. Her name is Lauren Boebert. She's supposed to be a member of Congress and all that stuff. Here she is actually calling Ilhan Omar a terrorist. She's telling jokes. She's a member of the United States Congress, and she's sitting on all these many committees that Ilhan Omar has been denied of because she's a Muslim and she wears the hijab. Let's be honest with each other. Let's not lie and keep on lying and lying and lying to each other. America has an issue with racism and anti-religionism, and we need to address that as soon as possible so we could build a great coalition. I don't know. What are you doing? Let me get rid of this stuff. Okay, ready? Now listen to the joke. Hey, the comedian. This is open mic.
Actually, I have an Ilhan story for you. So, the other night on the House floor was not my first jihad squad moment.
Jihad. See the jihad? Look at that filthy. Look how filthy she looks.
Getting into an elevator with one of my staffers. And he and we're leaving the Capitol. We're going back to my office, and we get in the elevator, and I see.
She actually got an office. God bless America. People like her could get elected to Congress. Anybody can. That's why we deserve George Santos. George Santos just filled up all the boxes. Whatever you want him to be, he's for you. Okay, listen to the joke. This is comedy, people.
A Capitol police officer.
Yes.
Running hurriedly to the elevator.
Wow.
I see fret all over his face.
Yeah.
And he's reaching, and I'm like, what? I can't, the door's shutting. Like, I can't open it. Like, what's happening? I look to my left, and there she is. Ilhan Omar.
Uh-oh.
And I said, well, she doesn't have a backpack. We should be fine.
She doesn't have a backpack. We'll be fine. That means she doesn't have any bombs on her back. This is total discrimination. If that's not discrimination, I don't know what it is, man. We are dealing with idiots, man. This is the cream of the crop of the what President or former President Donald Trump brought from under the rocks, the forgotten piece of shit that nobody talks about. All the trashy trash of the trailer parks. This is what he brought in. He brought to the front. Let's see.
So we only had one floor to go, and I was like, do I say it or not? I looked over, and I said, oh, look, the Jihad Squad decided to show up for work today.
Wow.
Sorry, it's just your staffers on.
Oh, fuck yourself, you filthy animal. Get out of my screen. Get out of my screen. Get out. I don't want to see you. Okay. I showed you what Ilhan Omar was talking about when she said it's all about the Benjamin. It is all about the Benjamin. It is all about money. If AIPAC spends more than $100 million or 70, $80 million to unseat people that they don't like, or they see anti-Israel, or they're not going to support the criminal behavior of Israel, they will take them out. They will go to districts in Iowa, Ohio, in Pennsylvania, districts. You are a lobbying group. You're not supposed to go to districts inside the continental United States to try to affect an election in a local election. When you pour 10 million, 5 million, that is wrong. It should be illegal. As a matter of fact, they made it illegal. In the 70s, they had something called ABSCAM. ABSCAM was done is some people thought that the Arabs with the oil money, with the petrodollars, we're gonna start, bribing American officials. So what they did, they had these people dressed as Arabs with the headscarf, a racist piece of shit, and they went to congressmen. They tried to give them money, so they poisoned the Arab money from lobbying. But it's okay for that kind of money to go in. Now, let me just show you some stuff that you need to see. This is the New York Post a while back. You see, Representative Ilhan Omar, 9/11 was some people or something. Yeah. I'm from New York. When that happened, I was in the Bronx. September 11 at 8:30, I was at work. Was I at work? Yeah. And when it happened, we didn't know what was going on. We all got scared. It was a tragedy. It was a criminal behavior. But what did we do? We turned around, and under the pretext of weapons of mass destruction, we blew up a whole country of 25 million people. But that's okay. 1 million Iraqis, it doesn't matter. Those people are from, they're from a different country. Who cares? They have no names. They got funny names. We don't care who they are. They're Iraqis, they're Arabs, they're Muslims. Who cares? We only care about us. If we die, we count. If other people die and we kill them, they don't count. That is a shameful behavior. Here you go. Let me show you another poster of this piece of shit. Hey, I call her the guzzler. You know what I'm talking about. She's swat. Here she is. This is Margie, whatever her name is. She's holding a machine gun, and she has the picture of Ilhan Omar and AOC, and I think Rashida Tlaib. It shows you what they're dealing with in Congress. This is what they're dealing with. Racism. Islamophobia right in front of your faces. They're not hiding it no more. They're not. Now, before I go.
Sometimes, every now and again, it's worse than just incompetence.
Okay.
The same people who see racism.
Hold on. Okay, this is Dave Rubin. Now, Dave Rubin is going to tell a lie that Ilhan Omar, that the right wing wants to say that she was married to her brother. The whole idea, they said that she married her brother as a fake marriage to bring him into America. The FBI investigated, it's not true. But the way he alludes to it is like they were married. But I'm going to go wrong. I'm going to go wrong on him. I'm going to take off the glove, man. Let's stop fucking playing with these people, man. Stop. Let's see what he has to say. I'm going to ask you, Dave Rubin. You open it up. You open the door. Let's see what he has to say.
But sometimes, every now and again, it's worse than just incompetence. The same people who see racism everywhere.
Right.
Well, I should say, racism everywhere
man.
except where it actually is.
Okay.
Is. They bring on people like Ilhan Omar. Ilhan Omar, who married her brother. Google it. It's true. Eventually they'll remove it from Google.
Stop! Got to answer. So he said, Ilhan Omar, Dave Rubin, you are a man with a mustache and a beard. You are married to another man. And we said it's okay. That's normal. We don't care. And here you are attacking a woman that she's married to her brother under false pretense, trying to create the idea that she was an incest behavior. You're married to another man. You sleep in a bed with another man behind you all night, Dave Rubin. You bought babies in a market because you could not have babies. We didn't say anything. We said, okay, that's your lifestyle, right? Nobody said anything, Dave Rubin. Dave Rubin could go and get a marriage certificate. You get to play husbands and wife. All you know what? I don't want to sound like I'm anti-LGBTQ, but I have to answer that. You can't let him get away no more with that. You cannot be the pampered child of society. We're no longer going to pamper you, man. Dave Rubin is alluding to the idea that Ilhan Omar was married to her brother, but it's okay for him to legally marry a man and play husband and wife and buy 2 kids. They bought 2 kids in I don't know how much, like $500,000, 2 beautiful white babies they got because they opted out from having real relationships and decided that they could marry other men. That's okay. That's his business. But once you go attack other people and try to accuse them of being in an incest relationship, you are a man who sleeps with another man and has his junk all night all over your shit. I'm going to say, I don't care.
She married her brother. She is a really awful person. She has been all for defunding the police. She is absolutely destroyed Minneapolis.
She said she destroyed Minneapolis. She's a congressman from a district of probably 150,000 people voted for. She has nothing to do with the police in Minneapolis or Minnesota. That's state issues. The governor, the state assembly, state senators. She has nothing to do with that. She works for the federal government. But he will go on there and he will make up this lie. She's married to her brother. You can look it up. Look it up. She's married to her brother. But it's okay for me to be married to another man. Oh, it's normal. Normal. You want to accuse her lying and using your platform to try to demonize a Muslim woman and create her and make her evil. We had enough. We had enough of this, man. We got to talk back now. Dave Rubin, you're married to another man. Nobody said anything. You sleep with a man. Nobody said anything. We said it's okay. It's your right. But we have issue with you when you start attacking other people under lies pretense.
She hates America despite...
She hates America. How does she hate America? How do you know what's inside her heart?
Being a first-generation immigrant who moved here from Somalia, became incredibly powerful, and she spends every day trying to undermine this country that has been far, far too good for someone like her. Well, she was on CNN.
So what he's trying to say is, let me get out of my fucking camera, you filthy animal. Get out! What he's trying to say is she was a refugee. She came to America, and she should be grateful, you know, because but she's always trying to undermine her. How she's trying to undermine America, Dave? And what is she doing? What, she has a militia? She's spying in Congress? I'm not going to take this no more. I'm going to talk back. Dave Rubin. Dave Rubin. Somebody like you should shut up. You're the only human being who latches as a right-winger, hangs around with the Blaze, the most anti-homosexual organization who hates you, will probably talk about you and spit on your back when you turn around and pretend they will like you and they want you. You are a disgrace to the community that you represent, the LGBT community. They're never going to accept you, Dave. Dave, go back to California. Trust me, they don't like you. Dave, I know you're in it for the money, man. Anyway, I hope I have not forgotten any videos. But, you know, Ilhan Omar is an American. Ilhan Omar deserves to be on committees that are important. You have no right to take her under false pretense. She did not say anything wrong. And to criticize Israel is nothing wrong with that. Israel is a criminal state. According to Israelis, Jewish organizations are saying that Israel is an apartheid state. Jewish organization, human rights organization are saying that Israel has a two-tier system, an ethno state. Israel has become an ethno state. Israel is occupying another people. They're building homes and other settlements on other people's land. They're taking people's homes. They're demolishing people's homes. They're killing children. In the month of January, 30 Palestinians were killed by the Israeli police inside the occupied territory, not inside Israel, outside of Israel. And we're going to speak about that. We're not going to be afraid no more. I know the algorithm. They're not going to. Who cares about the money YouTube gives you? You got to speak truth to power. And Dave Rubin, you are nothing but a disgraceful piece of shit. Yeah, you are. And she's married to her brother. Look it up. I'm not lying. Yeah, but you got that junk behind your back all night, right? You should thank me and liberals like me who gave you that right. We said it's okay for Dave Rubin to be married to another man. There's nothing wrong with it. But you have no right to go and spit some lies on your platform against another human being and try to demonize her. She's anti-American. She should be grateful. You should be grateful, man. I remember the 1930s in East New York. They were all ghettos. The Jews were all poor and living in ghettos. They just came from Europe. They were being murdered by a guy named Hitler. I mean, anyway, I don't want to, overdo it here, then make mistakes or alienate some people. We are for peace, yes. We are for equality. Equality, yes. Everybody wants equality. Anyway, I haven't had this hobby to do blah, 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 blah in a long time. I feel great. I really do. Thank God. I'll be honest with you, man. I almost died. I died. Imagine getting up in the middle of the night. You have no oxygen in your system. Whoa. The scariest thing to do to happen. Anyway. Yeah. Thank you, God. I'm back.